Hey guys, so we're going to be talking about some interesting topic today, and I think it's going to be something where I want to get your opinion on as fans and what your thoughts are about it. Given that we have seen quite a few good South African performances so far in this SA20, and we're going to be going live when we do get some good performances from South African players. And I want to talk about particularly this SA20 is going to be, from my perspective, year to for us to be able to look at some of the players for the T20 World Cup. That's the aim for me. That's what I'll be looking at when it comes to this particular tournament. I'm not necessarily going to be reviewing every single match. It's not an important as important for me from a match day perspective, other than the entertainment factor. For me, the main priority is the T20 World Cup. So I will be talking about the games when South Africans perform. I will be covering it from that perspective. It's just crazy for me to do reviews for every single match when there is a game every single day, including obviously double headers on weekends. So I will be going live when there are South African performances that stand out. And I thought that I'll talk about something that happened in yesterday's match and a player that has been doing pretty well so far in this tournament, and that is Lungi Ngidi. So the show is going to be primarily about him. I will be recapping though what happened in the two matches yesterday, and what happened yesterday and what happened today in today's match between the Pretoria Capitals and DSG. So let's get straight into today's show. But before we get going, before we get started, to subscribe to the channel, please click that notification bell for all future videos. We are getting closer and closer to that 5,000 mark, and you can really help us out by subscribing and sending it to your friends and family that are South African cricket fans. So please go ahead and do so. You can also subscribe to Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. It's 100% free, every issue straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. And also, if you have any friends and family that are that have businesses or entrepreneurs that sell products, etc., send them to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner. It's something new that we launched to try and help businesses, entrepreneurs, and all types of independent owners, small businesses, particularly, that can it will help them market their business effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. So if you know anybody in the business field that is interested, let them go to this link. It's on the screen as well as in the description. They will get a free consultation with us, and we will see how we can join them and help them on their quest to market effectively and affordably. We are the only viable option that is effective, that is affordable in the cricket sphere. So please share this far and wide if you can. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to discussing this topic with you. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your SA20 Watch, your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohideen. And this is the show where we talk about South Africans that have performed well in the SA20 thus far. So I thought that I'd highlight a particular player that has been doing exceptionally well in this tournament so far. I think that we should be looking at majority of for this tournament, we should be looking at the South Africans as the main ones to keep an eye on. And for me, at the moment, Ngidi has stood out as a top seamer in the tournament so far. And there's a lot of great bowlers in this tournament, pace bowlers. But Lungi Ngidi is sitting on the top of the wicket takers list with 8 wickets in 3 innings. And he's done exceptionally well, I feel, from all aspects of a pace bowler that you would want in a team. Currently, he is bowling, he's looking really fit, And there's a reason why I said that a fit Ngidi is dangerous. Ngidi has been riddled with injuries throughout his career. From the start of his career, he's been getting quite a few injuries. And a lot of the times, we've seen him be selected and played when he has slight niggles or he's not 100% fit. And I feel that when that happens, it kind of throws his rhythm off completely, and we don't see as an as dangerous or as consistent Lungi Ngidi in those particular instances. And Ngidi is that good that if he does carry a little bit of an injury, he has enough variations to be able to get himself through a match and be important and it is important from an overs perspective to be able to bowl your overs finished. So when Ngidi is fit, when Ngidi is not fit, at least he does have enough variations and alternative deliveries that doesn't put too much strain on his injury that he's carrying. But often we see when he does carry a little bit of a niggle, we'll see him use a lot of slower deliveries, and they become quite easy to read. And then he can be quite expensive in those cases. But when he's 100% fit, like he is right now in the SA20, he is looking fit and he's looking dangerous. What happens is he becomes a vital part of your arsenal, of your bowling arsenal. Now, at the moment, he has 8 wickets, like I said, and only gone for 79 runs. Not only does he have the most amount of wickets out of the seamers, he also has conceded the least amount of runs. His economy is 6.67, and he has a BBI of 4 for 39, which is his best bowling innings that he has so far in a match. And he's been absolutely fantastic. And last night, again, he was phenomenal against JSK. Now, mind you, JSK is struggling and they have really struggled to find the form that they had towards the end of last season that saw them get into a semi final. Faf du Plessis has been in terrible form. Riza Hendricks hasn't really found his rhythm. And the rest of the batters haven't really come to the party either, like your big money signings like Donovan Ferreira. But there is a guy, Lewis Deploy, that stepped up in more than one game now, and he's looking like he's picking up his form from last season. But it also goes down to good bowling from Lungi Ngidi. Now I know they played in Paul, and he is quite familiar with that ground and that wicket, but it still doesn't undermine his performance that he had yesterday. 3 for 17 with an economy of 4.43. And not only did he take out Faf du Plessis, not only did he take out Wayne Madison, but his bowling at the death was phenomenal too. He took out Lazard Williams, and he forced two very important runouts as well. His bowling at the death was really, really good yesterday. And I think that is a major, major positive for South Africa for the future, because South Africa has really been struggling to find some decent um, death bowlers. But Ngidi was superb in the final over. They were 128 for 8 at the end of the 19th over. And Ngidi, although albeit to the tailenders, um, he still made it very difficult to get runs off him, and particularly because Lewis Deploy was at the crease still. So he went for one, and then Deploy hit him for four, and then he got a leg by against Deploy, and then immediately after there was a comical run out. He put pressure on Berger, and he got a run out. and then another run out occurred in the final ball of the over, to run out Lewis deploy as well. But the way he bowled was excellent. The way he delivered his balls, the way he mixed it up. I think Ngidi is starting to really show that he can bowl anywhere within innings, opening, middle, or at the death. He took the pace off the ball and quite well. He also mixed it up with the length on middle and off balls and length balls. And then he also bowled quite good Yorkers as well, slower bumpers. Um, and he also banged it in quite well as well to cramp the batters for space. So variety wise, Ngidi has been phenomenal in this tournament as well. Not only was he good, is he finding that pace again of 140 plus? That's when I feel we got the best Lungi Ngidi, is when he is bowling at 140 plus and can change it up. When he isn't 100% fit, he's bowling in the 130s. And when he's doing that, then the slower deliveries aren't as lethal and aren't as big as of a surprise. But when he's bowling it there in the 140s, and he puts a slower delivery in the middle, in between, he becomes a lot more dangerous, a lot more difficult to read. So this SA20, I think, is going to be key for Ngidi ahead of the World Cup. I think to find his momentum, find rhythm, and I'm hoping that he can continue um, this particular form, because having Ngidi in the mix is extremely important, because you have that experience, you've got that variety, and particularly in this format, he's got those varieties that can make it very difficult for batters to hit him. And also the versatility of him, being able to bowl at the top and bowl in the middle as well as in the death, makes him even more useful and key and dangerous for South Africa. So it's good to see Ngidi in great form at the moment, and it's good to see a South African that's bowling really well on our wickets. We would expect our bowlers to really stand up, but I think he needs some praise for the way he started this competition. I mean, he is really been key, particularly in the last two matches, to where where the players, where his team, sorry, is sitting currently on the table. He's been a key player for them, to help them be top of the table with in 3 matches, after 3 matches, and they have the opportunity now to also go top of the table, points clear, because at the moment they are on equal points and there's a head on net run rate after DSG's loss today against Pretoria Capital. So the Power Royals have an opportunity to go clear of DSG by points, if they can beat my Cape Town in my Cape Town in at Newlands in the match that's taking place tomorrow. So Ngidi's been key, and I'm interested to see how he bowls in that Newlands wicket when there's a little bit of movement. Mind you, he does get some movement sometimes and some swing. If there's swing around, he can get the ball to move too. So that is even another positive to his game that you can add to it. So yeah, I thought I should highlight Ngidi. I think he's been excellent in the series, or in this SA20 so far, and I'm hoping that it can continue throughout the tournament, and that he builds up momentum heading into the T20 World Cup. I think that will be very important for South Africa going forward. So yeah, I thought I should highlight that. Um, let's move on to today's game and to some of the performances that stood out. Well, we don't normally highlight a performance by an overseas player, but I guess when they hit 100, you kind of, and take 2 wickets for 18, you kind of have to highlight it in a way. But Will Jack for the Pretoria Capitals was fantastic. He hit the fastest 100 in the tournament so far, 101 or 42 balls. And he was ultimately the main player for his team. And was also aided by a South African born Colin Ingram, who hit 43 of 23 balls. The rest of the batting lineup, however, didn't do so well. We didn't see any runs from Tienus de Bruin, not much from Riley de So. Corbin Bosch didn't look great. He was bowled beautifully by Junior Dala. Wayne Parnell went out for a duck. Ethan Bosch went out for a duck. And Huddersfield Yoon did a little bit of a hit 1-4 for his 5 not out. But I did get to 204, and that was for 9, and that was majority because of Will Jacks. From a bowling perspective and a South African perspective, I wouldn't say anybody really stood out. Keshav Maharaj today was quite expensive. He had an economy rate of 12, even though he took 1 wicket. Junior Dala was decent. He went for economy of 8, 2 for 32 he took in his 4 overs. Bowled well at the death, I must say, which is always nice to see. And Dwayne Pretorius, 1 for 28 in his 3 overs at an economy of 9.33. He was hit for 2 fours and 2 sixes. So from a Pretoria Capitals bowling perspective, from a Durban Super Giants bowling perspective, they didn't bowl as well as they have bowled in the rest of the tournament. It's also got they've also added someone, World Cup winner, into their side now, Marcus Stoinis, who played his first game today. So they have a lot at their disposal, and they also didn't have Nicholas Poran, of course, now that he's gone. So that makes a huge difference in their team. But Pretoria Capitals have now gotten an important victory for themselves, and it's something that was of importance because it's their first win of the tournament now, and they now go above. Is it the first win of the? Wait, let me just double check this quickly. Yeah, it's the first win of the tournament, and now they go off the bottom, and have played one less game than Joburg Super Kings. So a bit disappointing for Joburg Super Kings this time around. They're doing very poorly at the moment. 3 losses on the bounce. It's going to be very difficult for them to recover, particularly because of their net run rate. It's minus 3.205. So it's going to be very difficult for them to do anything. They're going to have to go on a remarkable run of form and wins for them to get even a sniff into the knockout stages or into the qualifiers. When I talk about the Durban Super Giants' batting performance, I would like to highlight Matthew Brzezinski again. He is looking really good. I think what's nice about Matthew Brzezinski is that I like that he is the type of player for me that is looking very positive and he's playing great cricket shots. And he's finding that consistency. And it's almost like for me that he's like building up to something special. So it's like he's gaining momentum and looking better and better in every single game. He's not necessarily getting that milestones, but I feel like at some point it will click and you'll get some luck, because I feel that he has been a little bit unlucky. I mean, against JSK, Romario Shepherd took a beautiful, stunning catch off his batting when he was looking in incredible form. He had a great pull shot, and Shepherd like dived in the air and took a magnificent catch. So he has been a little bit unlucky in this tournament so far, I feel. And I think that luck will turn his way. I think that's cricket for you. You'll get a spell where you're going to be, or a spell of form where you're going to get some luck. And majority of the time, most players that have gone on to score milestones get a little bit luck. Either edge the boundary or drop catch. that that gives them some momentum and gives them some luck. So I think it will come his way if he continues to play this positive brand of cricket that he's playing currently. And I'm enjoying his the way he's going about his business. He's not only playing with an attacking mindset, he's also playing beautiful cricket shots to get boundaries as well. He's doing it his way, and that's what I like about the way Matthew Brzezinski has played so far. Um, then Quinton de Kock was dropped to number 3 because Kyle Mayers came into the team. He was entertaining for his 25 of 20 balls, but unfortunately losing his wicket again. Henrik Larsson only got one today. John Smuts was attacking again, 27 of 23 balls. And Dwayne Pretorius tried to do something at the end, 19 of 10, hit 4 fours. But I want to just like highlight Keshav Maharaj. I think Keshav has been uh, a great captain for the team. And for me, I think he needs some plaudits for the way he batted today. He batted at a strike rate of 208. He scored 25 of 12, 2 fours and 2 sixes. He really made it difficult. He made the chase. He made the chase actually believable almost. He almost gave them a foothold in the match. And that is something that is positive from a South African perspective too, because we've always said that Keshav Maharaj has the ability to be able to do some damage with the bat, but we never really see him go ahead and really live to that potential consistently. So I'm hoping that he can get that consistency in his game because you can see he can play good cricket shots. Sometimes I feel that when he tries too hard to hit the ball hard or to swing, that's when it doesn't come off and he looks a bit um how can I say it looks a bit amateurish when he does that. But if he just plays good cricket shots like we know he can, I mean, he's got first class runs, he, a lot of first class runs under his belt as well. I feel that he can do some damage if he just plays proper cricket shots that we know he can play. He doesn't need to swing and hope. He can play good cricket strokes to get the ball over the boundary. So I think he just needs to trust himself a little bit more that he can play decent cricket strokes to get some runs. So DSG have now lost the match. When it comes to the bowlers of Pretoria Capitals from a South African perspective, Ethan Bosch bowled well, didn't get a wicket though, 0 for 18 in his 3, economy of 6. Jacks, of course, bowled really well. He had a man of the match performance, 100%, 2 for 18 of 3, 6 economy rate. Wayne Parnell was very expensive, but he got 2 important wickets. He got Matthew Brzezinski, and then he also got Kemo Paul, who's dangerous. Went for 54 runs, an economy of 13.50, 3 sixes and 8 fours. 2 for 54 he went for. Huddersfield Yoon bowled pretty well, 2 for 39, economy of 9.75, went for 3 sixes and 2 fours. And that completes the Pretoria Capitals bowling attack. We didn't see Coleman Bosch bowl, which is interesting because they've got a hell of a lot of bowlers. Because Marcus Stoinis is also in the team, and I mean, sorry, I'm talking nonsense. That's the Paul Royals. They've got quite a few all rounders in the team that kind of doesn't that we might not always see Corbin Bosch bowl. So yeah, like I said, they've got obviously Ethan Bosch, Wayne Parnell, Huddersfield Yoon, James Neesham, Will Jacks, all rounders. So it does mean that they have quite a deep batting lineup as well. And on paper, they should be a very difficult team to beat. And it seems like they're going to probably start to build momentum. What I'm liking so far is that this tournament has been quite competitive. Other than JSK, but a lot of teams have only have one win under their belt. DSG and Paul Royals have been excellent in their approach, and they have had a good start to the tournament. but things can change in an instant. So let's see how the tournament progresses. So far, it's been quite a entertaining tournament. A lot of runs on display, some good difficult wickets as well, good bowling performances, good fielding. I must say hats off to the fielders; they've been excellent as well. And overall, high scoring games, middle like medium scoring games. So overall, it's been a balanced tournament so far. We've seen a lot of different types of action. And what's a tournament in South Africa without any rain interrupted matches? So we've had that too. We've had two catches as well in the crowd today. One, two phenomenal catches, one-handed catches. So congratulations to the guys that are going to be sharing that 2 million so far. We don't know how many more are going to be taken in the crowd. There's been a lot of drop catches, but two sublime catches today in the crowd as well. So yeah, that's ultimately my take on what has happened so far with regards to this. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned about, but I wouldn't say that it's too big of a problem, but because of our bowling, the because of the bowling ranks or the bowlers that we have in the system, well, in South African cricket at the moment, I'm a bit disappointed that I haven't seen a lot of younger fast bowlers get given an opportunity. We know that Andrik Nokia in the MSL made a name for himself. Gerald Coetzee in the SA20 made a name for himself as well as in the MSL. So I was hoping that maybe some younger bowlers maybe get an opportunity to play in these matches, but we haven't really seen anybody that's a rookie or a younger bowler get a chance to play. So I'm hoping Gerald will get some game time. He hasn't seen any game time yet. So crossing fingers that we get to see some young bowlers as well. That's something that I'm interested to see. Joseph says Riza has been poor form since the Indian series. Will he play ahead of Rickerton in the World Cup? If he does, then we all know the reason why. I don't think that will be the reason why. Um, Riza Hendricks has earned the right to be able to go through a little bit of a bad patch of form because of the form that he had was on before this um, bad run of this bad form that he or bad patch that he's in at the moment. He went on consecutive half centuries, consecutive milestones, and was crucial to South Africa in many T20 games so far over the last year. So I think he's deserved the chance of maybe going a little bit off form because he's been so good for so long now for South Africa. And I think it's okay for him to have a little bit of a dip in form. We can't expect his form to go on forever. I mean, I don't think any batter in the history of cricket has gone on a milestone run for forever. Of course, I don't think that. Obviously, that's never happened. So no, I don't know why I'm saying think tired, but obviously that has never happened. So there is a chance, and I think he needs a little bit of leeway, and he should be given a little bit of a longer rope to allow himself some bad form because ultimately, like I said, he's been world class for a long time for South Africa. A player that we can question, and we probably need to question, would be Quinton de Kock because Quinton de Kock's form in T20 cricket has not necessarily been good for a while now. Yes, in the ODI World Cup, he was phenomenal and he was in incredible form. But in T20s, he hasn't necessarily been in great form for a while now. So if anybody's spot should be given to Ryan Rickleton, it would be someone like Quinton de Kock, I would say, over Riza Hendricks, if it was me picking the squad. And that's just my opinion. But if you're going to go on form, um, then that would be the choice for me. Wicket keeper as well, left-handed batter as well. So like for like replacement, in fact, almost. And Ryan Nicholson has been in excellent form for a long time. So I think that would be the decision for me. That would be the question mark for me is Quinton's form rather than Riza's form. I think Riza will find his form at the moment in JSK as well. He's not necessarily playing with a very confident Faf du Plessis at the other end as well, or a guy that's struggling at the other end uh, as well. So I think he'll come good. I don't know what's going on at JSK. Their batters don't look like they're in a good space at all. I don't know if it's something happening in the training or an approach or instructions given to them, etc., that is messing up with their form, or they're just currently all just in bad form at the moment. I mean, it's crazy that all JSK's batters, other than Louis Deploy, really, um, have been in terrible form. Like it's very often, it's not very often that you see a whole lot of batters go off form all at once, or that are a whole lot of batters fail so many times consecutively in a row. Like it's crazy, especially those quality experienced players that they have. So let's see what happens there, and how they change things around, because JSK will have some time now to rethink their mentality, because they have today off, tomorrow off, and then they play on Saturday only at 5:30, the late game against their rivals, Pretoria Capitals. So it's going to at home. So it's going to be a big game for them, and it's going to be an important game for them to try and get some points on the board. And unlucky for them that Pretoria Capitals are coming off a good victory against TSG, who were topping the table. So the tournament is getting quite exciting for a lot of people. And the tournament, I mean, it was great to be at the stadium to watch MI Cape Town versus SEC. The crowd is phenomenal. The energy in the crowd, that and the atmosphere is quite electric. And I urge people to go down to the stadium and experience it, because it is a good experience, whether you're a cricket fan or not. Really, I think it's a good experience for a day, for an evening out, uh, to just, it's not a relaxing, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be a relaxing situation. Like with Test cricket, it's a nice relaxing outing. You go out, you can chill, clear your head, have a whole long time to chat, and eat something nice and talk to your friends and socialize. This is all action, so it's a lot more about the crowd, um, atmosphere, and the energy that's in the crowd. And people dress up and have a lot of fun, going to these games. So I do urge you to at least experience it once, um, if you can get a hold of tickets, because I feel that the weekend games, they will be sold out, I think, all around the country. You probably be able to get your hands on week tickets in the week, because at 5:30, a lot of people are still coming from work then. Some people will come straight from work to the stadium. I spoke to a couple of fans the other day that said they did. So let's see what happens for the rest of the tournament, and how many stadiums they can sell out to make this an even better tournament than last year. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell for all future videos. We are getting closer and closer to that 5,000 subscribers. So I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe to the channel for me, and send it to other South African cricket fans that you know that haven't subscribed yet. Please give them that message and share the message word of mouth. Spread the channel through word of mouth, to let them know that we have a channel that is dedicated to South African cricket, where we speak about South African cricket every single day, and interview all the best players in South African cricket. So go ahead and let your friends and family know that are cricket fans. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you guys again with for another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out.